Hello everyone and welcome back. Museum interpretation is a bit like a dance, or at least I like to look at it that way, especially exhibition interpretation. It's not about standing still and telling a story one way, it's about moving between tools, switching tempo and finding a rhythm. You lead your audience gently or dramatically sometimes from one step to the next step, from object to text, from sound to story. And when it's done well, it's seamless, but when it's done brilliantly, it's completely unforgettable. And I thought we should have a look at the interpretation dance, as I like to call it today, how you can move between mediums, between different storytelling tools, and how to build your own storyline in your narrative and in your exhibition interpretation. As always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, add your comments below. It would be so great to have you joining this community. So first of all, creating the hook. Every great exhibition starts with a hook, the opening movement of your dance. It could be a bold visual, an unexpected quote, a haunting soundscape, or even a powerful question, like a dramatic question. Let's take, for example, what would it feel like to lose everything overnight, or something like that. The opening moment sets the emotional tone and invites your visitors onto the dance floor, not just as observers, but as participants. It can also be maybe a quirky or impressive object, like why are there socks hanging there? Or maybe an object in a place you didn't expect, like a well-known painting outdoors, for example, a copy of a painting, obviously outdoors, or something like that. So play around with the element of surprise and think about how can you create curiosity? How can you make visitors go, I wonder what that is. We better go have a look. And now we move on to the dance of the interpretation tools. First of all, objects and artifacts. They're usually key in a museum exhibition. Objects are often the anchor of an exhibition, the starting point of the story. They're real, they're tangible, and they're full of presence. But left alone, they can be silent. So that's where we step onto the next move, which is usually text. The text can interpret, explain, and guide. But in a dance, no one likes a partner who talks too much. So keep it short, keep it purposeful. Let the text do just enough, and then step aside. Audio brings emotion and atmosphere, a whispered letter, a survivor's voice, the sound of boots crunching in snow or something. Suddenly the visitor isn't just reading the story, they are feeling it. I talk about design and the importance of design in another video, and I'm going to link to that, so have a look at that one as well. But the design is so important in setting the right atmosphere as well. Video or projection. With moving image, you can build context, you can build time travel, or bring invisible stories to life. Use it to shift tempo from intimate to expansive, for example, or to add layers you can't achieve any other way. Interactivity, this can be analog or digital. This is where the visitors become part of the choreography. Can they vote? Can they leave a memory? Build a family tree? Interactives, whether low or high tech, create a moment of pause and personal connection. So use this well. I talk about interaction also in other videos, so have a look at those too, because an interactive can really create connection. Digital enhancements, used well, technology isn't the show, it's the lighting, if you like. So AR, QR codes, AI, touchscreens, whatever, these tools should enhance, not distract. So let them serve the story, not dominate the story. Keep the visitor moving. Like a good dance, interpretation needs rhythm, a balance of fast and slow, quiet and loud, visual and verbal. Think of your exhibition like a piece of music. When does it build? When does it breathe? Visitors should feel gently led from moment to moment, each interpretive element building upon the last one. Don't over-choreograph. Sometimes you actually need stillness. Not every step should be scripted. Visitors need space to reflect, to absorb, and to find their own meaning. In great interpretation, the silences can speak just as loud as any text label, for example, or any object. Remember, the interpretation dance isn't about showing off every tool you have. It's about knowing when to move, when to pause, how to tell a story through a carefully choreographed mix of mediums. So you shouldn't necessarily use everything you have in one single storyline or in one exhibition. It's about finding the right mix and setting the right atmosphere. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to impress, it is to connect. And that's very important, to create an experience that stays with the visitor long after they have left the room. That is your objective, and that is what you set out to do with the interpretation dance. Now, what are some of your favorite exhibitions where everything just flowed, where the dance really worked? Let me know in the comments, and thank you so much for tuning in again.